Welcome back to Pop Culture Roll Call, a show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their character is present for. This is Season 2, Episode 1, Night of Crowns.
Welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm your host, Mike. I'll be watching everything from the point of view of Penny. Left me as always.
It's Sasha, and I watch everything from the point of view of Margot.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin. Watch everything from the point of view of King Elliot, as always.
Right here, right now.
Hey, it's Brian. I watch as Quentin.
And creeping in the background often.
Producer James.
We're back.
Actually, it's Hi King Quentin.
Hi, King Elliot.
The second that I stopped saying Margot, I realized my error, and I
You
should have said
Queen
Hi,
Margot.
Queen Margot.
Hi, Queen Margot.
Yeah.
Yes.
You lost
We
it.
can take
Done
it from
forever
the top
now.
again. Hi, King and
I'm
Hi,
honestly
Queen.
thinking about it. No, I'm kidding.
You just hear an out-of-place audio edit of just like the new title here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Equip your crowns and smoke weed every day, babes.
Well, I mean,
Okay, Nate Dogg.
but the atmosphere is also
Sir Nate
also
Dogg.
filled with opium, so we're always
Oh my
the High
God.
King.
I always
I
forgot.
totally forgot about that.
What happens when your
I think the
atmosphere
show
is
did
the den
too.
of opium?
Because we are not acting like the atmosphere has a significant amount of opium in
I
it.
think they
Well,
did the math.
I don't think they did.
Because
that.
it's supposed to be just like, oh, it's a low-grade thing that makes
Yeah.
you like fillery.
Yeah.
But what
It's
if, I mean, if you're taking opium all the time, do you change all that much if it's just all the time?
You're saying you build up a tolerance, or
Maybe.
I mean,
like
tolerance
lactose.
is a thing, but I don't think we need to sit here and
No.
dissect
I'm
how
just saying,
opium impacts people
How
differently.
dissimilar are opium and lactose?
So are we doing a live stream
Yes,
coming up?
we are.
We're not
Saturday.
going to
That's what
talk
we'll
about.
tell you.
We're not going to talk about opium and lactose. I swear to God, please
Saturday.
come
My
watch
new
us.
band.
September 27th.
27th
We
September.
will be live streaming at 11 a.m.
Yep, a little bit earlier, 11 a.m. Central Time. So join us on. We're gonna have another episode come out between now and then because we're doing it. We're professionals now.
Look at us planning ahead.
I know. Turns out when you have a whole kingdom pledging fealty to you, you have more responsibility, and more responsibility means more action and more planning. Thanks, Otacon. So
the opium.
The comedic timing of that was great.
He's really good
Yeah,
at it.
join us on September 27th live stream at 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. We'll post up some links as we get closer to it. If you have any suggestions for shows you want us to watch or episodes of shows you want us to watch, toss them into suggestions chat in the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, you can become part of the Discord by joining us at patreon.com/Pop Culture Roll Call. And with that, I think we're ready to jump into Season 2, Episode 1 of The Magicians.
Well, so professional.
You thought we might as well keep being professional since we started that way.
I think something happens before
I'm
get-
running through fillery like
Okay.
alone, so I'm probably the one who starts.
Probably because
I
I have a conversation where we're like, fuck Julia, but it's all of us.
That's
together.
weird.
Yeah.
And you're like, some woman took your blood. That's my first major
Yeah.
note.
You can't give out your blood.
Who's giving out their blood?
So I'm running like screaming for help, just running through the woods kind of randomly.
Post beast thing. Right?
And
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like it picks up probably right after where we left off, where I think Alice is probably dead. Penny got his he got hands, or lack of hands. Did he throw hands? He dropped
Oh.
hands.
Dropped hands.
And I like
That's touchy.
fall over, and I'm like, just get back and keep running. And I'm just like yelling, like, "There's got to be someone in this motherfucking goddamn magic woods!" And then I run into a bunch of like lollipops in the ground, and it's very like Hansel and Gretel run into a cottage.
I thought you were going to ask if like a guild of lollipops.
no.
Okay.
I don't think Fillery's unionized. Yeah, there's a little cottage, and there's like, a lady comes out of the cottage, and she's like, "Oh, I assume you're hungry after being chased." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm not being chased." She's like, "Oh, weird. Usually they're being chased."
There. Yeah.
So apparently a lot of people get chased into this Hansel and Gretel, and we do reference that. I'm like, "Oh, where I come from, there's a legend of a witch in a cottage made out of candy." And she's like, "Well, the cottage is mostly wood, and I'm more of a healer and gardening enthusiast." I guess she's gardening the candy. I don't know.
Forest cleric.
And I'm like, "Well, I need your help." And she's like, "What are you offering?" And I'm like, she's like, "Gold is always good." And I'm like, "Well, you're talking to the future High King of Fillery." Don't know how I know this is.
You're not the High King. You're
No.
just the regular
Says
king.
future High King.
Future hiking. I think he's just calling a shot.
I don't know.
What's that about?
Ego.
Maybe.
Ego.
Or 7 parts ego, 3 parts opium.
Are you planning a?
Are you planning to assassinate Elliot? I thought we
have
had some.
no idea where he got.
We
But
don't
like,
got time for a coup.
I mean, can we maybe just jump ahead a little
Yeah,
bit?
yeah.
To the coup?
Do we become all High Kings?
No.
No.
2 people get called high, and 2 people get called regular king and queen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me and Elliot, Margot and Elliot,
Yep.
are high king and high queen.
Yes.
Correct. And then you 2 are just regular
Alice and
king
Quentin
and queen.
are king and
Okay.
queen.
I also paid attention to that. I
Yeah,
thought that was
interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
So-
But the High King gets to choose the High Queen, but it's not a matrimonial thing. It is more
No.
of a political title.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
polygamy is probably illegal here. Probably not, actually.
Yeah.
Anyways, after I say that, she's like, oh, then, you know, she basically asked for a vial of my blood
Yeah, because
instead
blood has
of
power.
gold as payment.
Don't give out your blood.
Don't give out your blood. PSA.
And this is when Alice kind of shows up out of nowhere, and she's looks fine because she's god-powered now.
Oh, that's the
I-
idea, is that you just super healed fast.
I feel like a crazy person because we watched the finale.
There was blood coming out of her
How is
face
she
holes.
god powered?
Because she
How did
drank
Because she
the-
drank the cum.
Yes.
I was going to find a better way
wasn't
to
milk?
say that.
But I just don't know how she got up. I guess.
Lactose.
I think it was like she's god powered, still not strong enough, but still way stronger than everyone else.
Mike, you're the one that saw this shot that they're talking about.
Of her drinking them.
No.
What?
Oh my god.
Mike. Well, how did your episode start, bro?
Okay, so that's relevant.
What do you mean that's relevant?
We all got
Podcast
that.
about this show.
We didn't all get that?
You-
oh, no, wait. I was the only one alive, I guess.
Awake?
Alive.
Maybe awake or alive.
Alive.
Alive?
Alive.
Because mine starts with, like, Alice.
You let Brian go on for like 8 minutes.
He was trying to think of hand puns.
Yeah, that is definitely true.
He made like
Don't
Mike
knock the
like had-
hustle.
Mike had like 3 cricket jokes while Brian was talking.
Thank you.
I
Thank
saw you. I
Knock,
saw
knock.
you.
Okay,
Unbelievable.
listen, I didn't know who was alive and who like, was I the only one that saw this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Do you
I
pay
don't know.
attention to
I've
the
watched
scenes you're in?
Yes.
Do you know what's happening?
Okay, so
Yes.
Mike, did you see anyone else in the scene that was alive?
You know, they could have been unconscious.
Okay, please tell me what happened. We
So
can't
Alice comes back to revives.
keep... Go on.
Someone cast Revivify.
Her eyes glowed like
yeah.
they did when she drank.
When she
Yeah,
drank
so
it.
and then
she's-
and then she basically rose again.
I
and
see.
then it's a lot of like hand wavy powers of like cauterizing my wounds.
Okay.
Revives Elliot and Margot.
So Alice
Okay.
has
Spare the dying on both of you.
Spare the dying. And then kind of she just stabilizes me. A little burning touch.
I love the idea that, like, I'm a magician. I obviously have no skills, but but just
You
like
said it.
run away immediately.
There is
before-
no more in character choice that you have made.
I do feel in all this is the first of 2 times that are going to happen in this episode where I say in all fairness to Quentin, which
Oof. New season, baby.
turns some sand in your mouth,
It
doesn't
really
it?
does.
Yeah.
It's the opium.
everybody is dead when you start running away.
Yeah,
Not
that's a
me.
good thing to run.
Penny's not dead.
I'm in shock.
Oh,
But the
well,
assumption is probably everyone's fucking dead. If I see like 3 of the 4 people die and the other person got his hands cut off and collapsed, I'm
We're
like,
good.
everyone here's fucking dead.
Yeah.
I'm running away.
Well, and at
I'm
least,
not a surgeon.
and I do understand that you were looking for help. So I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Not the worst thing I've ever done.
you're not
No.
you can't cast Revivify, so I understand.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And that's where everybody else shows up.
Oh, okay.
There's some weird
Interesting.
cuts here, so it
There
might have
must
been
be
a little bit of time, but
other stuff going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all you see,
I
all
s-
y'all
I
see
get
is just
the
coming
wake
back.
Up. Yeah,
Okay, you
I
get
just
the wake
see
up.
like
Yeah,
I don't even
Alice
get the
is like
wake up. In my face.
Alice is like on like a superpower, like almost autopilot of just going through and like casting shit.
it's really impressive, actually.
Yeah.
So then we run into you. So presumably we like follow. You were just outside because we leave the hut. You must be
Sure.
on your way back with the witch.
no, we're still in front of the witch's maybe.
No, I
Maybe
think
you come
that's.
back.
I think
It's
that's
a little unclear from my cut, so maybe.
I think you
yeah.
come back, yeah, because then we start like flipping out about.
Alice blames herself.
This is the fuck Julia thing I was talking
This is the
about.
fuck
Yeah,
Julia
we're all
thing.
on the same side of like Julia fucked us. She took the blade. We can't kill the beast without the blade. That was our only shot. Then she dipped out and didn't even let us kill the beast. Now we have the beast. We don't have the blade, and we're back at square fucking one. And what do we do? So it's like we're all just kind of like you said, reeling. And this is when the random woman's like, hey, what's going on? You're like, give me my blood back. She's like, nope, don't trust strangers. I'm like, what the fuck? Who is that?
No, that was so funny. I don't think
So
I don't
weird.
think she's a bad. This is a called shot because she absolutely could be. I don't think she's a bad person. I didn't get the vibe
I
that
don't
she was
know.
a bad person.
Asking people for their blood, I think it's kind of
she asked
strike
for
one.
money first.
She does.
She did until she learned that I'm apparently going to be king or
Yeah.
whatever. And then she's like, oh, then blood for sure.
I don't know if a person is asking me for gold and if not gold blood. I think that combo, especially bad guy.
But she does. So I mean, her line here is, "You're in Fillory. Be careful with strangers. We only look whimsical,"
Yeah.
which does make me think that like two things, right? One is some strangers are not just whimsical and they will fuck you over.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But her giving us like an actual warning like that, you might be right. She might be not the worst creature in the
I
forest.
do think
Maybe
so.
she's just like true neutral. Like she
That's-
just
yeah.
she's out for her own thing. She's not gonna like fucking kill you when your back's turned.
Yeah.
But she's
She's
also
gonna
not gonna
take
go
that
out of
blood.
her way to help you.
Well,
Which is
obviously
basically
find
everybody
out.
in
Yeah.
this show.
For sure.
So,
Like if this doesn't come back again,
Oh, it's gonna come
Oh,
back.
she's coming back.
That's for sure. But I do
she had
think,
more than 3 lines.
Yeah, but I do think that like it's gonna be helpful. I feel like helpful, or she's gonna be neutral. I don't think this is gonna be an evil villain. I don't think this is the new big bad. That's my thought. What do you think?
I
No?
just she's gonna do something with the blood,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think it's a transfusion.
That's fair.
Maybe
It's
she just
definitely
is a
not
weird collector.
transfusion.
But anyways,
Anyway,
Anyway, Elliot says it's time to juice up and fight the beast because we don't have any other ideas. It could come. He can come back at any moment. So why don't we go back inside? We were looking for the wellspring of all magical power in Fillory.
Yeah.
Let's open up the wellspring of all magical power in Fillory and let's chug, 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 and then see if that solves a problem.
Yeah,
It's not a great plan, but it's one we got.
we're gonna get juiced up because it seems. I mean, in all fairness, Alice looks awesome. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, maybe we should all be doing this, and I agreed. Do you think that do you think that she had to drink the whole thing, or could she have split that up? Like legitimately, I'm just asking.
Listen, I'm
Was
just
it
gonna say.
one
I'm just gonna
serving?
say this now. It is not our fault that we giggle because the show chose this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
the
is
show
not
chose
on
it for
us.
a joke.
They,
It's not.
they
yeah.
knew what they were doing.
They're not like this is serious.
We made another
And
joke
they come
about
back,
it.
yeah, they
Yeah,
come back to this
I know.
joke.
Every time we
Yeah,
talk about it.
it keeps coming up.
But I'm just like curious. But I guess whatever. It doesn't matter. We're gonna try to get the magic out of this well.
Yeah.
First thing that we noticed is that like nobody can touch it besides
There's like a
Alice.
seal over the top, like
Yeah.
an arcane seal,
Yeah, and you have to like use the little key, which is like a little ball that goes into the seal,
which we
to
also can't
unlock
touch.
it.
But
Right.
Alice can touch both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
then-
do really like the comedic styling of this episode. It feels like they're trying to lean a little funnier in season 2.
Mm-hmm.
At least
Yeah.
right away. Like we
Yeah.
all sit down in front of the seal and we're like, all right, let's get to the well magic, and then like Quentin goes to touch the seal and burns his hands, and somebody's like, and I was like, oh, we need a key, and Elliot goes to like grab the marble. I was like, oh, this looks like the key, and burns my hand. I'm like, all right, we're off to a great start. We just like, ow, ow. Okay, this is going great. But Alice can do all of that. We get to the well. It looks out of time or whatever. It's
Yeah.
like a weird shimmery, like classic well with a bucket.
Yeah, and as we try to pull up the bucket, the entire plane presumably
Yeah,
starts shaking.
giant earthquake.
So we were like, okay, we don't touch the magic bucket and we don't drink out of it.
Yeah.
But this makes us uber screwed though, because now we really don't have another option really, because like we feel like we'd be exploding Fillory if we like actually removed it, and we don't really know how the beast ended up draining so much of it when like it
Just
clearly
touching it.
doesn't want to be like messed with.
Yeah,
right.
obviously took
Like,
a lot of magical power and ability to
Something.
consume of the well without breaking the world apart, which is kind of the point of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Margot seems to be immediately like Margot seems to be frustrated and flipping out. Elliot, I do think, is starting his like regal arc here because I seem maybe for the first time to be stone sober and also like optimistic or at least like action oriented, which is not a thing that I've said about Elliot in the last like 4 or 5 episodes.
No, it's apparently marriage has done well for him, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
or just
know.
the idea of
The
it.
3 hours of marriage he's had or whatever.
I mean, maybe dying and like finding out that you're a king, getting married, and then dying all on the same day is like enough to sober you up a little
just to
bit.
just hit the reset button.
Yeah, right. Because he like pulls out his flask as we're all sitting around talking, and Margot is like, "I thought you quit," and I was like, "It's for emergencies. Pass it around." It's like more of a communal thing. It's not Elliot. It's
Yeah.
not getting tanked.
Yeah.
But this is also the first time that I noticed Penny is just like standing in the background, not talking to anyone with
Yeah.
like wraps on his hands. I didn't realize the box
I'm
you're
in shock.
holding has your hands in the box.
Yeah, I'm just holding the box
with
with my
your
hands.
in it.
Yeah.
Just disassociating.
Yeah.
Not a great day.
Yep.
This is when we get credits after Margot has
Yeah.
the line, "We're fucked without Grace," and
Who's
credits.
Grace?
And then we get the credits.
Mind sluts.
Who's Grace? Grace is the
Grace.
Oh,
of-
without Grace. Oh, Grace of God.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also
I
thought
thought
that
it
for
was
the
a
first
person
second, and then
named
I like
Grace.
thought about it for a second, and I was like,
Grace.
that must be what she's referring
Grace, not Grace.
Not
I know.
Grace. Grace.
to. Anyway, so we come back from the credits, and this is like you trying to stand up for Julia here, because like we don't have the explanation because you've seen it already in the show, but like it's it's like, and Reynard's still out there. That's like when you come back
Yeah.
to the credits.
And
it's like-
Reynard's the bastard god,
That's-
right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she
The god that they summoned or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And we're all like, and you can tell that everybody's opinion of Julia has shifted. I'm so glad. I was honestly truly afraid before the credits that we were just going to be like ragging on her this whole time. And then we were going to have like this whole thing where it was revealed. And then we were going to feel really bad after. I'm so glad we skipped that. I just did not want to do that. I'm glad we skipped it right into like, shit. Okay. Understandable, but also dumb.
Not
like
great.
Yeah.
dumb decision.
Talk to us
But, like-
first. Why are apes together strong? Like, why
Yeah.
are you fucking doing this on your own time?
Why are apes together strong?
But it's true. But so, okay, we don't have to vote right now, which is what Alice says, because we're all still kind of bickering about it. Because it's like, well, does this change anything? And like, some of us seem like, well, maybe we still have to kill her to get to the beast. Like, but that's not important. What's important, we need to find a way to defeat the beast, and we don't have the sword, the knife anymore.
Yeah.
So, what is Plan B, or C, or D, or whatever the hell plan we're on right now?
While we're
There's
in the
47 of them, so I think we've run through the alphabet at this point, and we're
Yeah.
on something else.
While
so.
we're in the middle of this, Finn, my wife, comes over and is like, because we're back at my house, my
Yes.
The blacksmith.
father-in-law's
whatever, yeah.
house.
That it seems more accurate.
Yeah. I don't catch his name, but she comes up and she's like, bouncing over and seems to be legitimately excited to see me and like, oh my God, you're back.
Well, because she thought you were gonna die,
Yeah,
which
she-
is like fair.
Yeah, it's fair. And she doesn't seem to be like overly broken up about it, but she can tell that we're in the middle of like a war council. So she gets a little bit awkward. She's like, why don't I go get you and your friends some food? And I was like, that would actually be really nice. Thank you. And she's like, okay. And kind of like extricates herself and walks out. And Elliot's like, I think I like her. I hope I like her. And I kind of sit down. So it was our first like, Elliot's not dead and it's starting to settle. I think
Yeah.
that I have a life now and a wife now, and that rhymed. And like I've got like a future that I'm like looking at here. So yeah, but we're still in the middle of chit chatting about what's going on.
Yeah. And Quentin is like going through the books,
Yeah.
which I don't know what book this is. Presumably one of the filler books.
I don't know which
Yeah,
one.
it's just one. You can tell
And
by the title
you
or
are
cover.
deciding that, like, you're reading that there's like a thing called the armory.
Yep. But it's not full of weapons. It's full of books, theoretically, with like spells and whatnot in it. Yeah. And I find this, there's part of the book where Rupert Chatwin, is he the youngest?
No.
Which one's Rupert?
The
I thought
youngest?
there were 3 of them.
I don't know.
So it's Jane, Martin.
Rupert's the one that went to war, so he's the oldest.
Oh, he's the oldest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot that there were 4 kids.
No, there's 3 kids.
No, because there was the little kid who died in the
Yeah,
flashback.
the really
yeah,
young one.
yeah.
Yeah, there's 4.
Yeah. Anyway, so Rupert's going to.
Anyway, go on.
Oh yeah, Rupert's probably still alive, huh?
Maybe.
No. Well, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so Rupert is fighting in World War II, basically.
Yeah.
And he spends all night reading in the armory. The book doesn't say what he finds there, but the next thing he does that's noted in the book is he petitions Ember and Umber, the 2 gods, for strength. And we're basically speculating on what he found, but this is like December 1944.
I have a question.
Yes.
Maybe this is me, and this is just the ignorance of me and history. If someone said to you, well, yeah, but he found it in December 1944, would you know
No.
the answer?
The Battle of the Bulge.
I wouldn't
No.
know the Battle of the Bulge, but I'm like, I mean, we're talking about the war, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't go.
Yeah,
Battle Bulge.
in the context of World War II, if you say December 1944, yeah, I probably would be able to put that together.
You would do
not
that.
not this quickly, but yeah.
But like you would put it together. There
No.
is no way
Nope.
I would ever put that together. Like
Yeah.
I would never know the battle. First of all, I don't even know. First, if you had told me Battle of the Bulge, I'd be like, Civil War,
Oh,
Revolution.
sure. At least I would
wouldn't
know
even
that
know.
it exists. I would know that it's World War II,
Like-
and I don't know when that happened in the timeline of World War II.
Like 1944. If you give me like dates, I'm like, okay, I generally know
Yeah.
the wars that America has been involved in and the dates that those things have happened for the most part. But like the specific battles and stuff, that is so far out of
Do you
my.
know when D-Day was?
Okay, I know that it was delayed because of weather, because there's a funny joke on the internet about this, but I don't know the date that it happened.
That was June 6th, I believe, 1944.
See, okay, so there are some sickos out there that would.
But do you
this.
know when the atomic bombs were dropped?
No.
It's like August 45, I believe.
Well, yeah, I would know the year, but not
Yeah.
the month.
Okay,
No,
so I
definitely
mean,
not.
anyways,
Just curious. I would just like.
No,
I hate
wouldn't
to
know.
say to like stereotype because like I'm sure there are women who are interested in this stuff, but I feel like this kind of like war stuff felt so boyish.
oh, it's
I was
boomer
like,
shit too,
Yeah.
right?
I was like, okay.
Wasn't there like
Alice?
wasn't there a trend on TikTok of like boys just love talking about the Great War?
It's like a we'll
It's either
talk
that
about
or
this.
the Roman Empire.
Yes,
That
the
or-
Roman
the Roman Empire.
Which I was going to say, I
Which
wish that
is-
it feels bad that I don't know the date of every major war because I've listened to like 30 hours of audiobooks and probably 20 hours of like historical podcasts about World War II, and I can't pull the date of D-Day off the top of my head.
I want you
which
to
might
know-
just be how my brain works.
I also listened to that because you recommended to me.
Yeah,
I listened
yeah.
to all of it, and I still could not tell you.
Right?
So it just doesn't stick in the,
The
same
great
way.
swaths are more interesting than the dates.
Archaeology doesn't need specific dates.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I
true.
went into that level of history. I'm like, I don't need to know what day stuff happened because we don't
I
know.
need to know what 100 years maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
You could get down to like 50 years.
That's
I'm sure.
a
No,
good
in all
date
fairness,
range.
in different. I mean, if stuff is written down. So like, if you're talking about Egyptian, Rome, or things that are like, you can get dates more specific, like coins and things like that. But yeah, not my stuff. Mine is just vaguely 300 years
Anyway.
or so.
Martin might have went to a book armory and won World War II.
A wild thing to have done.
Rupert might have went to a book armory and ended World War II early,
As you do.
as you do.
And this armory is at Castle White Spire.
Yes.
Right.
Which
Which
is apparently
is-
only accessible to the king.
And
Well,
also, there's a carriage that takes us there
Yeah,
that is
on-
also only accessible to the king.
This is Tech Bros reinventing the bus again. Apparently, there's a circular road with a carriage running on it, and the king can get on. It's a bus.
It is a bus, but only the king can ride on it.
Okay.
So
Uber
it's a
for kings.
It's the Tesla underground thing where you get into one
The
car.
Vegas loop
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
It's so stupid.
I wasn't ready for that one.
Anyway,
Luckily, we got a king.
Yep.
But we are splitting the party
because Penny is not doing
because Penny
super
wants his
hot.
hands
Because I
back.
don't have
And
hands?
I get
Yeah,
it.
I
I
also
do.
get
I
it.
do understand it.
And there is a lake
Chatwin's Torrent.
that you can whatever.
There's a healing river
yeah.
that may be able to reattach my hands.
And so it's Penny and Margot going to the river.
Well, it almost sounded like Alice was going to go, and then Margot goes.
Yep.
I only say this because I am a connoisseur of love triangles, and I just want to
That
say
wine
there
glass
was.
in your hand confirms.
It really does, and I just wanted to say there was a look, there was some tension, and then Margot went, "We can continue."
I'm not a connoisseur of love triangles, so I missed all of that.
Well, that's why
Well,
I'm here.
Hold
You're
on.
here
You know
for.
why? You know why he missed it? When was D-Day? When was D-Day? Yeah.
We all bring different strengths to this
Yeah.
podcast. Anyway, so we go and we get to do the fun river thing, which
What's
actually
your strength,
quite
Mike?
enjoyed.
Sorry, was it the lots of jokes really fast?
He really knows how to drink an energy drink.
And the Gatling gun of jokes. I think
The
that
Gatling
is
gun of
true.
jokes. I think you've called
I'm the
out
Gatling
before.
gun of comedy. That's my legal name. Eventually it hits.
When was the Gatling gun invented?
Oh my
Brian?
god.
World War One. It's got to be a World War One one.
I mean, I'm sure.
damn it.
I think there was.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
about
there was
right.
like a prototype Gatling gun in like the Civil War or something. that
Oh,
was
maybe.
horribly ineffective. But
Yeah.
Listen, I know who won and who lost. That's what's important.
anyways, we split up, and my next scene is us, trying to catch a bus.
On the road, yeah. Alice has a barometer.
Yeah, I think she's carrying the ball from the.
That is super smart.
She's waiting for it to get
Didn't
hot.
even
Yeah.
think about that.
Well, why do you think that she's carrying it?
Oh, because like
She's still juiced.
Because they can't open the thing.
Yeah, you
without
can't open it
That's
without
not
it.
why she says she's carrying it.
that's the why wouldn't you think
I don't know.
that seems like the answer.
100%, but she
Yeah.
says she's carrying it as a barometer, so if it gets warm, she'll know. And I don't know what that would indicate, but that's the stated reason.
My thought, because I also didn't catch this, the way she says it leads me to believe that we just missed a thing because we don't have somebody who's watching as Alice, but there was a temperature flux whenever the beast entered. So she is carrying it to monitor for some
people
kind of temperature
entering.
But
flux.
the temperature thing isn't related to the beast necessarily, because the things that have gotten hot is the two pieces of that puzzle with the well
Yeah.
and the knife.
Yeah.
But they stayed at like a
knife-
consistent temperature. I'm
But
saying
the
I
knife
think we
wasn't
missed.
related to the beast.
Oh, but if it's getting warm, does it mean her powers are wearing off?
That's
Oh.
what I
She
was
can't
thinking.
touch it.
Because it's essentially it's letting her know how much juice she still
She
has
still
left.
has left.
That's
a
yeah.
barometer
Maybe
of her
that's it.
god juice levels.
That's a battery, not a barometer. Like a I guess that's a barometer.
Yeah, because it's testing. It's like a
Shows-
voltmeter.
Showrunners out there, every time there's a plot device, you really got to just think, how sperm based do we want to make this thing? And the answer is always not sperm based.
I would love it if there was like 6 or 7 more things in the show that were also cum based.
I mean, at least it would be consistent with like some of like the
Yeah.
established. Anyway, let's move on. But
Take
yeah, okay.
swings.
So she's holding on to it to see how juiced she is and whether or not it's wearing
Yep.
off.
Yep,
Got
yep,
it.
yep. And we find the carriage.
Yes.
And Alice is like, "Oh my god, those horses are so beautiful. I love horses so much." And she like gets pulled off the road.
Oh my
I
God.
don't
Horse
know
girl?
if it's supposed to be. Well, yes, it almost feels like there is a supernatural like
Magnetic.
moth to a flame.
Oh.
Or they just wrote her to be a funny horse girl. I couldn't quite tell.
Yeah,
Because she's so deadpan most of the time, and she got like bubbly kid energy.
It was
all of a sudden.
weird.
It was really strange.
I didn't think anything of it until just this moment, because I was like, is she like a really weird horse girl? But like, it was like another level. Like, I've seen horse girls in real life.
Yeah, I'm married
They're
to a
not
horse
like
girl.
this.
They're not like this.
I've seen horse girls in real life. They're
Stay
not
scared.
a myth.
I wonder if those horses are scary. Like, are they like you said,
All
moth to a
horses are
flame?
scary.
There is
Oh my God.
we miss a scene here where Alice says later after this, because we'll get there in a second, but like the horses were mean to her. So the horses have like, they talk and there's like a personality.
Yeah,
Or
because
ma-
that's how they consent.
Do we know they talk? They could have just like tried to
No,
kick her.
Maybe.
we've established
Wait a
animals in this
second.
world can consent.
Wait, this just reminds me of
all of
the.
them, though.
Not all.
That's fair.
There
Do you
are
guys
just some
remember-
regular animals.
Do you guys remember the unicorn episode from Gravity Falls?
Yes.
I feel like that's what this is.
Oh, it's exactly that. They're just like dragging her along just to get their kicks
and be mean to her
and
later.
be mean to her. Yeah, because they think
That's
it's
actually
funny.
Two
really
shows have
funny.
confirmed horses are assholes.
Anyway.
The thing we pick up on here is we can't get on the bus until we have a coronation.
Yes, because they asked to see Elliot, and I didn't see the scene, which is I thought strange, but I think it was this scene was probably us talking off camera and Alice having a scene with the horses that we don't see is my
Yeah.
guess. Regardless, Elliot says that the carriage driver would not let him on without a crown. Even though I am the High King and I have the blood to prove it, he needs to see a crown, so he fucked off.
Okay.
Yep. So we need to go have some kind of a coronation, and that's when we get another Quentin opens the book moment and solves this problem for us.
Yeah, so there's a rainbow bridge that we need to cross to get to like this place in the forest where the
Bifrost?
coronations happen. Sure. And Martin like found it with a spell because there was no map to it. And then this is when Elliot starts casting a spell. This is also where we find out that I don't know if we knew this before, but this is where we learn Elliot will pick 3 other kings.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's the first time where, there are 4 crowns. The High King gets to bequeath the other 3 on any people of his choosing. And Quentin, like, takes a bit. He's like, are you going to make me king? And Elliot's like, unless you want me to pick Penny. And he's like, and just kind of like awkwardly laughs, like, "You're joking, right? You're joking, right?"
Penny gets shafted here.
I agree 100%.
I can also see.
Penny is a traveler. You're
That's
not
the thing.
binding him down.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He doesn't
like,
want to be fucking. He
the,
doesn't
other, the other kings aren't bound to Fillory.
I know,
True,
but Penny,
but I think
Donald wants
as
to be fucking
a
king.
traveler, does he need this? Like you are already in a class of magicians.
Wouldn't that make you a better king?
No, because I got to go back and report.
I do feel like Penny is the person who has the least amount of ties to Fillory.
Yes.
I feel like everybody else has admitted to have at least read the books, except for
Has Margaret read the books?
I feel like
no, but she's queen shit. You know, like that's fine.
I mean,
she's
like, that's
she's queen shit. She's got it. I wish to the point of the conversation. I wish there was a scene where. And Mike, did we miss a scene that we addressed Penny not getting a crown?
Nope.
Okay, I wish there was a scene where we talked about it. It makes sense that he's the one left out. But I
also-
do wish there was a scene where
I
we
wish
talked
he
about
volunteered
But
to be
no,
left out.
like as
Sure.
y'all are doing the crown stuff, he's like rolling his eyes. He's like, nah, like he has no interest.
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty clear he doesn't have.
That he
interest.
does not
But
want.
there's been times where Penny is like, "Oh, I don't have interest," but he
But he
No.
does have
Probably
interest.
does.
Yeah.
little bit.
I think my prime focus right now is hands.
His
yeah. But this
hands
all
and-
happens after. I mean, we'll like
We'll get there in a second.
Yeah, we'll
go
get
there
there in a
now.
second.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, we have the scene at the river. We actually
Yeah.
do see this,
Okay,
Yeah.
go to the river. We'll cross
And
the
it's like,
bridge.
what do I do?
and I'm like, I guess get in naked, I suppose. And that's when this guy jumps out, and I was writing in my notes, "What is this weirdo?" And literally, as I'm writing this down, Margot's like, "What is this weirdo?"
It's very funny.
It was iconic. I was like, "Oh, I feel you, girl." He's like, "You got to sew your hands on
Yeah,
first."
you'll need my help to sew your hands back onto your wrists. And I'm like,
Seems like a weird grifter.
yeah, I'm like, who the hell are
We're getting there.
And I'm like, who the hell are you? And he's like, well, you know, I watch over the river and I assist people that need. It's magic.
Yeah.
And we do a little cut forward where I'm like giving the box to Margot, and you see like my hands are like weirdly sewn back on. And then I get into the water, and then it's like a weird jump where I'm underwater for a bit.
Well, so you get underwater, and the guy is talking to me, and he is a creep. He's like, "You're so beautiful," and Margot is acting like a woman who has heard this before and is like, like, just
Yerp.
these are just like bouncing off of her. And she's like, "He's been gone for a really long time. Is that normal?" And he's like, "No, he might have drowned." And then Margot's like, "Why didn't you say something?" And she starts taking off her. She's gonna jump in after you, actually, but then you like pop up. So
he was baiting Margot to get in as well.
No.
Okay.
He was trying to pick her up. So he was talking about how he loves human women and like
Is he
how
like a
beautiful she
creature?
is. No, he's just a guy.
Just a dude.
Like
He's-
a
when he said-
weird dude.
When he said like human women, I just had to ask
sorry,
the question.
I meant Earth
Non-Fillory.
women.
Oh, sure. Not,
Earth
not
women. I said
Fillory.
human. I should have said Earth. He's not from Fillory.
Gotcha.
And she's just, it's just like one of those where you just got this weirdo and you're just
Yeah.
like, okay. And as I'm about to jump in after you, like you come up out of the water.
Yeah.
They do. I think this is important because Mike's glossing over it. They made this actor get naked. I saw like full ass, like in the water. They did like a little drone shot over it, but it's like
But
clear
it's
water.
There's drone tush.
Like, there's
drone
a lot
tush?
of
There's
tush.
drone tush.
There's
Is
a
this
lot
the
of
first
tush.
time we've done? Because even in the flashback stuff, I feel like they're pretty
Tushless.
careful. What about the like hedonist orgy at Alice's
It was
family's
like
house?
it was such. There were flashes for the orgy,
Yeah.
so it wasn't really like anything. Not like I don't remember seeing Tush. That's
Okay,
all I'm
I was
gonna
just
say.
curious how this like stacks up to that because it's
It-
probably the other horniest.
It isn't
Moment.
filmed horny though,
Yeah,
which is
It's-
kind of
sure,
interesting.
It's very swimmy, not horny.
Yeah, but it is. I'm just like, why did they make him get like? They could have just left his underwear on. Like, legitimately, I would not have thought anything of it
Yeah.
if he had like
No.
put his underwear on. But they were like, no, you must be fully nude.
Is it the
to
weird
swim.
grifter's idea that he has to get naked?
No, it was Margot's. Margot was like, I think you need to just get in naked.
I think that is from the books, which is why I think Margot has read
Yeah,
them. Like,
yeah.
she seems
Just
to
strip
reference
and jump in.
like what happened.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason. I thought she had read them. He says that you have to sew your hands on, and he has a sewing thread and needle. He's like in like one of those old school hooks, like the
He
big
looks
ones.
like those guys at con conventions who's there to like help repair cosplay.
Except creepier, because usually those people are cool. Like
They're not trying to pick up like someone's
no,
partner.
not usually. But like, I don't know. I mean, I think it's relatively brave to hit on Margot when Penny's right there. That man is hot. Like you're, that's like you don't know that relationship
The confidence is
Yeah.
off the fucking scale.
off the scale.
Not even like a. So what's the deal with
Like, you
two?
at least
you
need
and,
to check
this,
that
handless guy.
100%.
So I got both hands.
Because he is fine. So and this guy is not. I'm sorry. It's just like he's just not. So like I don't know. I was really like you should have checked that first, bud. Anyway. But anyway, yeah. So, but you come up and you're healed.
Yeah,
you got
and we're
hands.
like, we jump forward. We're like, my clothes are back on, no tush.
Yeah.
And we're getting ready to leave. He's like,
Are your hands back on?
yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, so I also have an elixir if you want, or perhaps some tooth powder.
He's trying to sell us some other stuff. We're turning him down, and he's like, and then he like does a little bow. He's like, well, I'm glad that everything worked out, and he's waiting for a tip, basically. And
I'm
we
like-
realize that he's
I'm
waiting
like,
for a tip.
you wanted a tip? He's like, well, 20 gold is customary. And I'm like,
And no, Margot's like, that seems high.
Yeah.
Like that. Not that we're not going to tip him, but that seems high.
the books didn't say anything about charging people.
So this is really interesting. So Penny goes on
A
a
rant.
which I thought was like really interesting.
It was that anti-tipping
Like-
culture.
Well, no,
How it's gotten way out of
it's-
hand.
well, not so much that.
So
but
we
it's-
learned about
Your
where
fucking kiosks
Penny
and turn in the
is
background.
from, maybe, or places he's lived.
he's lived obviously Mumbai.
That wasn't obvious to me because he says Detroit first, and I'm like, okay, he's American, and then he says, I've met them in Detroit, I met them in Mumbai, like, but he says it in a way that like he's lived in these places, like he spent a lot of time there. So I was like, oh, he's Indian. That's
Yeah.
like good to know because like we weren't 100% sure. Like he could have
And
been
he-
Pakistani, he could have been a lot of things. So
And he's just like, oh yeah, con men. Like just people trying to con their way. Like, I'm like, are you even officially like affiliated with the Torrent River? And he's like, well, it's more of an amateur calling. And I'm like, oh, you're a con artist. You're just trying to like get money out of me. I'm not dealing with this shit. Try it on the next app who needs the natural resource on public property. Like, you are gold keeping a natural resource. What are we doing here, guys?
So like, which I thought was like kind of weird, and also Margot tries to cover this up a little
Yeah.
bit because like we actually do not know how filler works.
No.
Yeah.
Like
And he
He's a
did
su-
sew me.
he did help. Like
The sewing wasn't natural waters.
No. So it did feel like
Penny got triggered.
yes, that it definitely
The
felt
guy flips around the iPad.
it really was.
10, 15, 25.
It
What the
was.
hell is this?
It's a really
I was
interesting.
going to ask you a couple questions.
It's a really interesting thing because like Penny is correct. Like he's like, why didn't you say this before
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
started?
And he's like, well, it'd have been rude. Or I have manners. I'm like, just no, listen. You got to tell someone that what you're doing has a fee.
And in all fairness, we did just witness a witch lady be like, be careful who you like trust in Fillory. Like we had just had that. So like I totally understand why he was upset and like been like, this feels like a scam because it kind of was. But also the guy did perform a service. Margot tries to, I think you don't see this.
Oh, no, I
'cause
do.
You do see it? Because I tried to give him my earrings, which are a diamond, and he doesn't know what diamonds are. So it doesn't work. And then I give him my bag, and I'm like, well, I don't know what's in there. Like, presumably not 20 coins, considering what happens later.
Nope.
But I do hand him my bag.
Okay.
But I don't know what that value that
Of
has.
that is, yeah. It's probably fine craftsmanship compared to what Fillory's putting out with, like, fires and log homes and stuff. I mean, they're making castles, but there's a different kind of finery when you get to industrial manufacturing. Like, it's Maybe that's it.
Or there's a scene later that we don't get where there's something important in the bag.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't. Well, I mean, that would have.
A
It
gun.
could have just.
He opens it up
Actually-
and finds a fucking first gun in Fillory.
Where's the gun?
Did you give a gun to a random like river patron? Does he have a first gun in the whole
Well,
fucking
I don't
world?
think so. Given what happens next.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man. I think we just armed Fillory.
Because here's
No
the thing.
background check.
Here's what happens. Like we leave,
I call him a scammer.
and I'm just like, sorry, don't take it personally. Like I do try to like say soft things. I give him the bag. We leave. The bag could have had a gallon of the river water. Like I might have returned the river water because I had asked, like, because I went to go get water. That's why I went
In
with
case
Penny,
we needed
and I
to be
don't
healed.
come back with any. So it's possible that's what it was.
You just handed that over. 'Cause you didn't grab a bag when you stood up from the table. Like
Right.
it looked like a big canteen, like a leather.
Yes, that's what it
canteen
is. It's
bag.
a leather
Okay, so you
thing.
probably just gave him
So
the
I think I
water
just
bag.
gave him the water bag.
Okay, maybe that's it.
which
Plus
is-
the bag it came in.
Right. And might explain some things because when we catch up to you guys and we're coming through the forest, there's a little half-second scene where
My hand spasms.
you're showing off your hands, but something happens and then a tree branch gets cut. And I'm
Everything's
like,
fine.
you good?
There's healing. There's healing. They're fine.
And I just want everybody to know, we're going to get to it. He's been cursed. I have not been. So
I don't know if I've been cursed. That's that's a heavy C right there.
Interesting.
Something to think about.
Nobody's told me. You got to tell the fucking High King if one of his
Oh
entourage
God,
has
you're
been
gonna be
cursed.
unbearable.
anyway,
I'm glad that there's something to it because it would have been really weird to like cut off his hands and then the first 10 minutes of the next
good.
episode he's fine.
no. We're going to have to go back to this guy. And Penny does later.
Yeah. And now he's got a gun.
Well, that's why I don't think he has a gun. I do think it's just the water.
Welcome back.
That would be hilarious if you go back
It
and he's
would
got a Glock
Be
and he's like,
so funny. I just
It would be
can't.
so good.
I just
Just
don't
shooting
think Margot
cans.
would just hand over her gun, though. I just don't see that happening. She
No.
needs that.
That's
Like
fair.
she's not juicing, so she needs her gun.
We
Now
find-
our next scene is the flower bridge.
Yeah, the flower bridge.
Which is a beautiful suspension bridge that I resisted all of the urge, producer James, to look up because it looked so familiar to me. Like not the decorations on it,
Sure,
but the
but the
scenery and the
location.
style.
It's very.
What is it?
It's very clearly. I don't. It had the vibe that it was not like it was a put together bridge. Like they built the bridge.
Oh,
for
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't know if it has like a significance outside of the show.
think
I'd be
it-
curious.
I mean, I'm asking where they filmed it because I felt like it
Oh.
felt like it was on location. Like maybe China. Like they have a lot of those kinds of suspension bridges, and looking at the mountains in the background. But I wasn't positive, so I wanted to ask because there is one of those in Canada as well.
Gotcha.
Quick Google search says it's the one in Canada.
Okay, so it is
The Capilano,
Capilano okay.
suspension bridge
That was my second
in British
guess.
Columbia.
Thank you. I don't know why. I like suspension bridges. I'm afraid of heights. I would never get on one, but I
Sure.
like them. They look cool.
It did look cool. I will say another instance of the show having a weird decision for musical accompaniment, like some kind of indie rock song over the top of like a spinning drone shot of a flower bridge, and it's like I get that your production cast did a lot of work putting a bunch of flowers up, and you want to make sure you celebrate them, but it was beautiful, but then felt really strange. It was just like a weirdly filmed thing, in my opinion, at least.
I actually liked it.
Okay.
I get why
I
you're
thought it was
saying it.
weird.
It definitely felt really 90s. Like it felt like a Homeward Bound shot.
It felt
Like-
out of touch with the show. It's not that I think it was bad. It just didn't. I don't get why they did it other than they were just like showing off what they did. That's kind of all that I got out of it.
I get what you're saying. That I feel like here's my argument for it. You need a cup. We have so much time in Fillory. This is my question about how much time we were going to spend in Fillory because I was like, can they afford to do that? Because
Sure.
like conceptually, like this is supposed to be this like fantastical land.
Yeah.
And we're getting a lot of in forest shots, but effectively are just in a forest. I felt like this was like their one opportunity with this like beautiful like rainbow bridge, right? The suspension bridge with like scenery to like reestablish scope since the last time we had one of those, which is when Quentin was looking at the castle when he was in the 40s or whatever. Like,
yeah, but even that was like matte painting or what, we didn't get up close and personal to anything.
no, I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's showing you scale, right? Like
Sure.
a grandiose view
Sure.
to reestablish that kind of like Fillory as this magical place. Like that's kind of how I read that shot. And maybe it didn't hit because they're playing rock music over it, and like that's not what they should.
And
have
it wasn't
done.
like bad. It's not like an egregious thing. It was
No,
it's just kind of stuck out like
I
a
liked
sore
it for
thumb.
that. I
Yeah.
totally get it. I mean, I remember I saw that scene. I was like, oh, where's that bridge? I feel like I've seen that bridge before.
Yeah, it takes you out of it a little bit. But regardless, we get up. So we're taking this bridge to get to the place of coronation. We cross the bridge. Beautiful song. Blah blah blah. We get over there, and there is like this kind of rocky
Coastline.
precipice over a coastline. And there's some like old broken like statues of rams heads, it looks like, and there seems to be a dead or unconscious older man in like classic knight fantasy armor.
It's very like Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
in the last
exactly.
Crusade.
Last Grayley.
Very,
I was
very
thinking
Indiana.
of the what is the
What are you doing with your hands?
coconuts.
Monty Python?
Monty Python. It did have a little bit of that vibe.
A little bit.
I'm like, are you trying to clap?
Kind of.
Tap with your fingertips.
We're speculating whether this guy's sleeping or dead. He's just sleeping, and
Well,
Well,
no, he
kind
says
of.
he's dead.
yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
of both.
But
And he coughs up some dust or whatever and stands up.
he's
Never
the
a good
Knight
sign.
of Crowns, and he died waiting for us. They're aspirants to the throne.
Yep.
And we,
There's a test we have to pass.
yes,
quiz.
there is.
Yep, because not anyone can come up, and Elliot's like, he asks,
Firstborn.
"Who's the High King?" Elliot steps up. He's like, "I'm the High King." He's like, "Well, I can't just take your word for it. We can't test your blood, so we're gonna ask you some questions, kind of ferret out any imposters, and ask you some questions that only the High King could know. As you know, all High Kings have to come from Earth. So we're going to use some Earth-based questions." And everyone's like, "Okay, trivia. We love it."
I love that, like the idea that it's reversed. The only reason that the High King has to come from Earth is because this asshole is asking questions about like trivia.
I don't think that's the only reason, but I definitely think it is one. Let's not go into all the questions, but let's get to the point here, which is like, he's asking questions from the 90s because
Yep.
that's what year he thinks it is. And it's like,
Yeah.
and then we reestablished, no, it's 2015. And
He's asking about like American TV shows
Yeah.
and the Beach Boys or whatever.
But-
Well, yeah.
And I would say the reason that Elliot gets to kind of get crowned or passes the test is because you want him to ask you some questions about Swayze.
About Patrick Swayze.
I do love the, you know of Swayze?
You know
it
of
was
Swayze?
so cute.
Because it was a very funny scene. I don't want to gloss over it too much in that like his first question is like because you're expecting, to your point, right? This is
Verifying the lineage of a king.
right, but to the Monty Python thing, right? Like you go up to meet like Steve or whatever his name is, this great wizard, and he's like gonna ask you these questions 3, but then it ends up being like inane, kind of like non sequitur questions. Where his first question is, what popular American TV program stars Tim Daly? And everyone like who was expecting some magically oriented question kind of looks back and forth of each other. It turns out we know the answers to a few of these, but we like, there's a couple hints, and then Elliot steps forward and he's like, "Oh, if we're doing 90s," because the guy seems to think it's still 90s on Earth. I don't think he understands the like, time that he's died. And Elliot steps up. He's like, "Fine, if these are questions about the 90s, ask me a question about Patrick Swayze. You know of the Swayze." And he like, as a way to prove that he knows Swayze, I don't get a question about it, is I grab Alice's hand and I do the monologue from the end of Dirty Dancing about like, sorry to interrupt everybody's evening, XYZ.
Yeah.
Iconic sort of like big speech, and I end my monologue and the guy just goes, "My lord," or "My liege," and
Yes.
just like bows down for me.
Okay. So Elliot's gonna put the crown on, just throw it on.
Yep.
But Quentin interrupts.
Yeah, I feel this is like a moment in the
history.
history of Fillory.
This is a date someone will remember in the future from now.
Yeah, some fucking nerd. and so we basically decide to do a little ceremony. So I give a little speech about how. Go ahead.
I just want to say this is the second time. This is the first and only time that I was like, Quentin's kind of cute. I kind of get it. Like
He's a
this was
dork.
like yes, and
Yeah.
that's exactly what I said. He's kind of a cute dork.
Yeah.
That was like what I wrote because I'm like it's annoying and dumb and like everybody knows it kind of is, but it was like it's like when you listen to somebody who's really passionate about something that they like and that's niche or whatever, and you listen to them talk about it and you're like, oh, that's really sweet. Like they're really into something. Like that actually came across with Quentin for me here, which I think you're supposed to believe that he's been that for this whole time. This is the first time it's actually happened for me.
Season 2 starting off strong.
Honestly, yeah, legitimately something I thought about.
So I give this little speech and put the crown on Elliot and dub him Elliot the Spectacular.
High King.
High King Elliot the Spectacular. And then Elliot kind of takes over the next couple.
Yep.
And then Margot is High Queen Margot the Destroyer.
The Destroyer say nothing personal.
Means well.
Yep. And then I crown Alice before you.
Yes,
I crown Alice after you.
After.
Yep. And Alice is Alice the all-knowing?
The wise.
The wise.
Alice the wise. I promised never to betray her again and said that I was sorry. There seems to be like legitimate emotional sort of connections. Like I think we're just resetting the energy from season 1.
Was the betrayal the
sleeping
threesome?
with Quentin?
Okay.
Yeah. Because we knew there were a couple and we did that anyway.
And we did it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she
But
kneels.
you didn't remember it, which feels kind of weird for you
didn't?
to take. Elliot didn't really remember that, so it feels kind of weird to
I think I
blame him.
remembered it.
Well, you didn't get some of those scenes, right?
I got some flashes of
you did later.
yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
thought
And
maybe
then
you
we
missed
obviously
some.
talked a lot about it
Yeah.
and stuff. So I mean, I knew that it hurt them and sort of broke up their relationship.
Yeah.
And
then
I apologized, telling her that I have some defects I'm working on. She said I'm working on some too. I crown her, and then I grabbed the last crown, and I thought this is we're gonna do the like the third act. Like last minute change is going to be Penny. It's not going to be Quentin, but it is Quentin.
Yeah, and Margot actually takes it as like if we're doing apologies.
Yeah.
So then Margot crowns Quentin the moderately socially maladjusted, and I also do apologize for not for the sex because I don't even remember it, but the fact that I fucked up something good for you, and then you like make some eye contact with Alice, and there's something going on there. But how you fucked up yourself.
And no acknowledgement from Penny this entire time. It's just sort of off to the
He's
side.
on the rock, just being like, okay.
Wrap it up, guys. Wrap it up.
We all clap.
Yeah. After this, there is a very brief scene before we leave that I don't think anybody gets except for me and Penny, Margot and Penny, which is when you are
Practicing?
and it's not going super well.
No, I think I'm trying to practice some magic, and I think I first put like a bit of frost over some like foliage, and then I light it on fire, and my hands are just not working as intended.
And this is when Margot's like, "Oh, you're gonna go back to the river? You think maybe the guy did something after you were a complete asshole to him?"
Maybe. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go sweet talk him, get him to fix my hands, and then I'll meet you all at the castle. Like everything's under control, everything's fine. I can fix this.
My last scene is us at White Spire when we have it together.
I have a brief bit before we leave again.
Okay.
It's me at the kind of campfire near the coronation place with Alice, and I like hand her a little cup or whatever, and she's like, apology accepted, and she's saying that like she hopes we can be friends if we survive, and she's like not mad at like what I did, but she's mad that like kind of I did this thing to like break like that she lost me because of what I did, right? And she's saying she doesn't hate me. And I'm like, well, you can't lose me. Sorry, kind of being cute about it.
Yeah.
But she's afraid that like next time she's faced with the beast, she's gonna freeze under pressure like she did the previous time. And I'm saying that being cool under pressure isn't a talent; it's a skill that you have to like practice and hone. And so, like, it kind of cuts to us in the field, kind of nearby, and I'm kind of referencing what we talked about, like the deepest, darkest secret thing from last season. And she was afraid of like, kind of what she's capable of. And, I have like a seed, and she's like, well, I'm not a naturalist, right? Cause she's a light bender or whatever it is. And I'm like, well, just try it anyway. So like, she like does it, like plants the seed and does a spell. And she's like, it feels just like breathing is what she says. And this like tree grows like full size.
Okay, so the juice lets her do any powers, really?
It sounds like it's kind of amped her abilities a lot. It's like,
Okay.
this tree grows. She does like another little thing with her hands, and like an apple falls from the tree. And she's like, we're not getting back together. And I'm like, okay. And then she kisses me.
Sounds like you're getting back together.
Sounds like you might be getting back together.
Does she know what what words mean?
Anyway. All right, well, anything else? Does Elliot have a scene before we get back to the
no,
White Spire?
I'm in my next scene's in front of the
So
big
Penny,
castle.
This is my
tell me
last
what's
scene.
going on at the water.
I was gonna say I don't. Do we see Penny again at the end of the
No,
episode?
he does not meet
I'm
us
trying
at
to
the
think.
castle.
I didn't
Nope.
clock him not being there.
This is my last scene.
Okay.
So I'm walking through the forest looking for him, and I'm struggling. And like,
We see you alone?
yeah,
Oh, the
He
fucking
did, yeah, he
idiots.
just wanted
And
to run back.
it gets to the point where like it's going bad because I go to like grab like part of a tree to like continue my walk, and like my arm just doesn't grab it, and I fall, and I'm just like fuck, just losing it. And he pops up, and he's like, can I help you? You need any help? And I'm like, yes you can, please. My hands don't work. And he's like, well, you can request a refund. And I'm like, listen, did you do this on purpose? And he's like, did what? I'm like, he's like, what do you mean? Did I do what on purpose? Help an ungrateful earth child? And I'm like, listen, I will pay whatever you want. I'm friends with the king and queen. Do you want to be a duke? I can make you a duke. Just please help me out. And he's like, no, actions have consequences. Penny knows my name, like every glib word spoken in casual arrogance. It's past time you've learned, especially given the position you'll occupy soon. I'm like,
Interesting.
what position? What the fuck does that mean? He's like, listen, I've done you a service. I'm like, no. Okay, I'm sorry. Please fix my hands. Sorry. He's like, how do I put this in a way you'll understand? Go fuck yourself. And he walks off, and I'm like, no, wait, fuck. So very interesting that he knows something about a position.
He's
I
like,
will
he can tell the
occupy.
future. This is the problem with the people in Fillory. They're just
They're all
weirdos.
weird
They know
magic
too fucking
weirdos.
much.
Yeah.
He's not the first, or I'm assuming the last person that knows our future, because
Yeah.
like we've done this a couple times. So maybe this is less him knowing our future and more him understanding what we've done in this world time and time again, and like how Penny has.
This is
slotted
super
into it.
interesting because theoretically, I just thought about this. In the Netherlands,
Yeah.
we read other people's books. We couldn't read our own,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but we could read other people's books. So presumably, anybody that's been to the Netherlands
Would know what we do.
could have read any of our books. And yes, we could have maybe been like, who would have read our books if we weren't important? But now we're like kings and queens of Fillory.
Yeah.
It is very possible that a
But-
lot of people have read it.
If they can travel there and back,
I
I guess we
mean-
don't really get that the people of Fillory can like go to the Netherlands and
If you
return.
could read any celebrity's Wikipedia page from 100 years from now, who would it be?
for 100 years
I
from
don't
now.
care
probably
about any celebrity that much, unfortunately.
I mean, I feel like I would look up somebody's death date.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's different.
Question, serious question, because you mentioned because we've done this enough times. I was under the impression that post Slaughter in the House, all of this is first time. Like it felt like we tried
maybe.
multiple times to get to the Beast.
Yes.
Yeah,
and
but
that always ended with what happened in the
Yeah,
house.
I think this is all new.
This is all new.
Time loop wise.
so it wouldn't show up in the books in the Netherlands, even though time is weird.
No,
there?
I think that would still. I think it would still.
I think
show
it would
But
up.
it
still
wouldn't
I
have
think
shown
all-
up
I think
until
all-
now.
I would assume all
All
40
the
time
attempts.
loops would be in the books.
The books would show
Because
all of our
it's out of
attempts.
time.
But,
But-
they said no spoilers. Presumably, the book has the future written in them.
Well, yeah, because I think the way they treat time is that it is always happening and never happening. Like it is written.
So why would it be new though? If everything is happening,
Well, no.
It's new to like
time
this,
loop.
The
this
people
has
of
not
Fillory.
happened before, right?
Yeah.
Like
sure.
we've never
time
gotten
loops-
this far in the time loop.
Sure.
We have. So we had how many times did we fail?
40.
So we failed 40
39.
times. We technically succeeded on the 41st.
This is 40.
This is 40. So we succeeded on the 40th, and now this is all the first time we have gone through it personally. Whether the books have written it, that's a whole other thing. But we effectively, it's like we beat the time loop.
I don't
But
think
Julius
that's
screwed us.
necessarily true.
I do think that's true, but I guess I don't know how those books work then, because like in my head, it's like the book would say on the 40th time they succeeded. Like, why wouldn't it say that?
Succeed at what?
At
Not dying to the
not
beast.
dying to the
Sure.
beast or
Yeah.
whatever. Not necessarily in those words, but you
It's
get
not
what
the
I'm
end
saying.
of the story, but it's
Yeah.
a next. You
Like,
to
why
continue.
wouldn't the book say they tried 39 times and died at XYZ points and never got further than time 15 or whatever the second furthest we ever got?
Sure.
And then, like, keep going. Like, I don't know. I just don't know how those books work, but it's probably not important.
I
we
know
don't need to
predictive
waste time on
future
this.
telling and stuff
But, yeah.
actually matters here anyway.
But,
So your scene end with you screaming "fuck" on the forest floor alone at
Okay,
night.
cool.
Cool. In front of the castle, And we just sort of looking at the outside, and then we go
pretty.
inside. It is
White
pretty.
spire.
Yep, big
And
white spire.
they kind of just breeze us through, and like there's just the guard at the door who's like my liege or whatever.
Yeah, he's played by an actor I've seen in like 100 things, and I
Oh,
like
really?
him every time he shows up.
He's-
So I looked up
he's-
his name. His name is Rizwan Manji.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I know
he's
the
in
guy.
like Peacemaker. He was in a show that I kind of like called like Outsourced or Outsourcing. It was like one of those that came on after like 30 Rock and before
It's
Community.
outsourced, yeah.
Like he's like
He's in
entertaining.
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like
yeah,
him a
he
lot.
was in Schitt's Creek.
He was the real estate agent.
Oh, okay.
So I hope he's like a
Oh.
somewhat major part of the show going forward, or
Yeah.
you know, at least a bit character or whatever. Because I enjoy his presence.
Yeah.
but he doesn't have any. He has like one line here.
Well, he has a couple more to Elliot, but yeah, he's the leader of the Pickwick family, which is apparently the family that's been taking care of the like seat of power in Fillory while they've been waiting for the new kings and queens. But now that we're here, Finn, who's there, my wife's there, is like, oh, welcome back, and she's sort of leading us through, and it's like now they're gonna like abdicate the throne to you, and you know they're gonna help get you settled. The guy comes over like, hey, I'm so and so from Pickwick, it's so great to have you here. You have a bunch of things that need your attention right now, my high king. Then not the least of which is your throne room is ready, and it's ready for you, but it has been locked for a long time and we lost the key. So and he's like kind of and I was like, I don't care about any of that, where's the war room? And he's like, the war room, easy, I can do that one, everyone follow me. And he like leads us down the hallway to the war room that Quentin found out about in the books. We open the door and it is ransacked.
Yeah.
pretty
And
much empty.
Someone
Dusty
took
in
all
the
the
show.
battle magic. So this guy apparently was doing a pretty shit job at guarding.
Of keeping it.
Too
Yeah.
much focus on the throne room, I think.
Probably.
No, because he also lost the key for that too.
Yeah, actually. What have they been doing, actually?
Probably partying.
I hope they haven't been collecting a salary if they haven't been working.
From
but
who?
I guess that's a good point.
My guess is they're just
Vibing.
living and
Yeah.
vibing.
Maybe nobody was left to pay them. They started selling books.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Alice
you know.
does find a workbook
Yeah.
that has that talks about spells, but the spells aren't in it.
yeah.
Yeah. It's sort of referencing books that don't exist anymore. It's like, hey, if you look at this book, here's the work for that. It's like you have your textbook and your workbook for school. We have the workbook, we don't have the textbook.
So speaking of school, though,
But
we
we
asked
look at the cover,
who wrote it.
and she doesn't say who wrote it. I don't really get.
I
And it
can't
says
tell.
break bills.
Yeah, but I didn't know if that we were supposed to be able to tell by like there
Oh,
was
is
like a
it-
scrawled signature. I don't know if it's like who at Break
Is the
Bills wrote
implication that it was written by like Jonathan Breakbills?
I have no idea.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also didn't know if one of y'all had a scene where they explained
No,
who,
that was
or
the end of
like
my
because you went
show.
like back. I didn't know if you had stuff afterwards.
That's the end of my episode.
But
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, we have to go back to college.
Back to Break
presumably.
Bills. Well, most of you do because Quentin is the High King of Fillory.
No,
Yeah, can't
Elliot
Elliot is the High King of Fillory.
can't leave.
Can't leave. So we get final scene of the episode. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Is
We're all
Elliot
packed up.
Yep. So everyone's packed up. The shot is Elliot is in the sort of ransacked armory, and I'm sitting on a sort of like elevated pedestal kind of thing, not like a chair. I'm just sort of like lounging, and there's a stack of books and papers and stuff in front of me, and I'm just sort of, I'm not like actively reading a storybook. I'm like flipping through it. You see like ledgers and reports from the kingdom, that kind of stuff. And Quentin sort of opens the door to say goodbye, as you all are about to head on back to Break Bills, and I'm like kind of snappy, not because I'm mad, just because I'm, you know, my friends are leaving and I can't go with you.
You seem bummed, but like, I actually really like Elliot's kind of outlook here in a lot of ways. That like you're whining about the situation, but you're like taking the responsibility of being the High King of Fillory like seriously.
Yeah.
Right. You were like you're kind of lamenting the fact that there's no champagne in Fillory, but you're going to invent it. You know.
I want to be known as the King of Champagne. And we get the idea that Fillory is not in, and kind of like I talked about in the wrap up, I do think I think they're going to do what I hoped they were going to do with Elliot this season, because he's looking at his like documents as Quentin kind of saunters over, sits down next to him, and you know trying to see. He obviously wants to talk, and Elliot's like, the reports aren't good, right? We have enemies to the north of us. I don't know who the enemies are, but we have enemies to the north. We have enemies to the south. Our infrastructure is fucking shot. The well that supplies the magic that is the underlying power source and like just general like economy and health of Fillory has been completely drained by the beast. He could come back at any moment, and all of my friends who are there to fight along with me, who I know and I trust, and all of my other kings and queens who can like help make decisions for me, are the only ones who can, are all leaving, and I am the sole responsible party for the entire kingdom. So he like just lays that out.
And
It's
on
like,
top of that, there's anxiety about how time works, that
Yeah.
we might leave and then come back 50 years later. Like Elliot, there's a non-zero chance that we leave and then Elliot dies of old age alone while we're gone for a week.
yeah,
I didn't think Fillory's time worked like that.
It does and it doesn't. It seems like
That's-
it's inconsistent.
that's
Because
what he
like when
asked
the kids
Quentin.
came in and out. Yeah. Okay.
So it's exactly what we said, because Elliot's first conversation or first question to Quentin, he's like, how he's talking about time, like Brian was saying, and he's like, is there a chance that happens? Like that is there a chance that I just die alone here, gasping for air, waiting for my friends to come back, and for you it's been a week? And Quentin's like, well, there are exceptions. Like the kids, they obviously came and went, and like they were able to find a way to circumvent it. But it is said in a way where Quentin is like, but I can't tell you that I know it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like there's a non-zero chance that both things happen. We might be back and you might be fine. We might come back. You might be dead. We don't know, but we got to go. And Elliot is just sort of sitting there, and Quentin's like, it'll be fine. And Elliot's like, yeah, it'll be, or, maybe it won't be. Did you know that touching the king is considered extremely bad form, very disrespectful?
I think I like gotten close enough that like our elbows touch on accident or whatever.
And
he
Quentin
says
kind
that.
of flinches back.
And yeah.
And I'm like, but if you wanted to, you should probably like hug me right now, if that would be okay.
Oh.
And then like Quentin gives me a big hug, and we're sort of sitting there embracing. I'm like taking a deep breath. I'm saying goodbye to my friends for the last time. And then he goes, if you wanted to squeeze my ass a little bit, that'd be okay too. And then there's like a little bit of a laugh, and that's the end of the episode.
Great scene, honestly.
Yeah, it's a really good scene.
like well acted, kind of like touching, and I really like how it sets up Elliot as this kind of.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't like diminish what he is as like the party guy, but it's also adding this layer of like responsibility that he is up to the challenge of.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try my best.
Season 2.
I like the season
Yeah.
as it's going right now. I feel like this is a good tone. This is like interesting stuff is happening. They're
Yeah.
taking this the right
They
way.
took notes.
It does feel
Yeah.
a little like
They
that.
reset the drama, which was nice.
Yeah.
We're not dealing with the same like they had a threesome. Oh no. Like they realized that was kind of pedantic based on what we're dealing with right now, with like sexually molesting gods and like, kingdoms under fire and under siege and like teleport. And they're like, you know what? Let's have them all have their like thing, their coronation. Everyone has a little bit of power. Everyone's like on the same page. We all say our I'm sorries. We get a couple like heartfelt, touching scenes, and then we're gonna move forward with action. We're like gonna go do a new thing. A few little comedy bits in there, a few rants.
It was a good first episode.
It was a good
sure.
first step.
And we have to immediately nerf Penny. Like,
Yes.
oh, he got too powerful? Gotta nerf him.
That
Penny-
is, I feel like what happened. Yeah.
Penny didn't go back.
No.
But here's the thing. Once I fix my hands,
He can go back on his own.
Right, but I'm just kind of curious how we're going to start episode 2, because like
I'm
Elliot
gonna be
probably
enforced.
assumes that Elliot probably assumes that Penny went back home, and I don't know if y'all are going to get back and be like, "Where's Penny?" And like, "Oh, he'll be fine." Like, I'm just curious to see that conversation that you had with the guy, with the con artist, where he's like, "I know what you are to this land," or whatever, right? Like, there's a chance that you're trapped here with Elliot, and it is basically like a split party where Penny needs to now, like, you're a traveler who is now tied down to a specific land, and you're also one of the only people with royal blood. I didn't crown you king, but maybe you become like an advisor. Like, you can't leave, your magic doesn't work, you can't teleport Banff out. Everyone back at home is assuming you can.
I feel like
Something's-
Penny has to be there. How's we getting back?
he's not teleporting you. I'm assuming you go through the fountain.
I don't think
Oh.
so. I
How
don't
are you
know
all getting
about
back?
that.
'Cause
Do
I
we
assume
know
we're
for sure
counting
his
on Penny
power
to
doesn't work?
fix his
Yeah, that's the whole
hands.
thing from the episode.
Does
But
he
it- but
use
if-
his hands for teleporting though?
Not since he
No.
got him cut off. What do you mean?
No, does he
I
use
don't-
his hands
Yeah.
to you
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
I don't think-
especially
I don't
because I have the tattoos.
But aren't there still the battle mages in the fountain area? We didn't kill them all.
Yeah.
My assumption how this is going to work is Penny's going to have to fix himself while we're at break bills, and then
Right, but what's I was saying, how do they get back to break bills without Penny? That's why I would
Yeah.
agree, because Penny teleported us. teleported y'all here, but Penny is not, based on the end of this episode, Penny's not teleporting anyone anywhere.
No.
I thought for a second that his magic with the teleportation
Alice
didn't require
has god
hands.
powers. She could
That's
probably-
true.
That's true.
Maybe Alice
Alice doesn't care about the battle mages because we
'Cause-
kind of took them without god powers,
Well,
and now we definitely have god powers.
I definitely need my hands because they have the tattoo.
That's right.
Yeah.
For multiple people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
So if those hands aren't working.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where we end. I don't want to make too many speculations, but I do think there's a world in which Penny is trapped here with Elliot unexpectedly.
That'd be
So.
interesting. Okay.
Well, this Saturday?
Not this Saturday.
Nope.
Not the Saturday.
Nope. That was
Saturday,
practice.
the
That was practice.
27th.
Depends on when
Got
you're
you.
listening to this. If you're listening to this
That's
next week, then this Saturday.
Yeah, it
The
could always be this
27th.
Saturday.
27th of September at 11
11.
a.m. Central Time. We'll post some stuff up as we get closer to it.
Yeah. Get your recommendations in now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm Mike signing off. Left me as always.
It's Tasha.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin.
Right here, right now.
Brian.
And creeping in the background often.
Producer James.
We'll see you next time.
Bye forever.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossbach. Find him at stephenrossbach.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.